The CEO of Ford, Jim Farley, has undertaken a huge challenge to transform Ford into an electric vehicle company that can compete with Tesla. "We have every intention of being the #1 electric pickup maker, and then we plan to challenge Tesla and all comers to become the top EV maker in the world." Ford committed to spending a whopping $50 billion in the next 5 years. But here's the catch: they're currently hemorrhaging cash on every electric vehicle they produce. So it's back to the drawing board for the Ford team as they rethink their strategy and try to come up with a plan to take on the EV king without breaking the bank. Today, we will be exploring the challenges that Ford faces as it attempts to take on Tesla, as well as the strategies that the company is implementing to overcome these challenges. This could be a major turning point in the EV industry, so stay tuned as we dive in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. To better understand the situation, we need to acknowledge the irony in play. Despite the presence of numerous larger and better-funded automobile companies at the time of its establishment in 1903, Henry Ford's Ford Motor Company stood out for his conviction that he could produce a superior and more lucrative car at scale, thanks to his unique concept of vertical integration. Instead of buying parts and materials from other companies, he decided to own and operate the entire supply chain, producing all the components himself. This not only saved him money, but also gave him greater control over the quality of his product. Essentially, he believed that he could create a better car by taking ownership of every aspect of the production process. In 1928, Ford finalized the construction of the River Rouge Superfactory in Dearborn, Michigan, which was the most extensive and advanced manufacturing plant globally. The facility was vertically integrated, housing its own power plant, steel mill, glass factory, railroad, and docks. It was the first ever plant to transform raw materials into fully functional vehicles within a single compound. Although many people believed Henry Ford was insane to construct such a colossal factory, it ultimately became the differentiator between Ford and its rivals. The River Rouge factory was exceptionally efficient, enabling Ford to lower the price of the Model T from $950 in 1908 to a mere $360 by 1930. This reduction made car ownership feasible for millions of Americans, solidifying Ford's position as a leader in the automobile industry. And today, Elon Musk has used this model to propel Tesla to be the dominant market leader ahead of Ford Motor Company. For years, the automotive industry has heavily relied on suppliers to provide the necessary parts and components for their vehicles. But the recent surge in electric vehicles, which require complex software systems, has led many major automakers to question the traditional business model. Tesla is a pioneer in the industry by adopting a vertically integrated approach where they produce most of their products in-house, thus reducing their dependence on suppliers for hardware and software components. This approach has allowed the company to earn significant profits from their vehicle sales. Ford is among the major automakers looking to emulate Tesla's approach. Unlike traditional automakers, Tesla primarily designs and manufactures its own proprietary technology, whereas other automakers typically purchase off-the-shelf parts from their suppliers, which Tesla CEO Elon Musk referred to as catalog engineering. As more automakers shift towards in-house manufacturing and vertically integrated systems, they must reassess their strategies and business models to keep up with the changing industry. Tesla has achieved high levels of vertical integration, which has been a significant contributor to its success in the EV market, while Porsche is another legacy automaker that has managed to produce EVs profitably. The industry is still waiting to see any other automaker achieve similar levels of success with this approach. For now, Tesla remains the only prominent automaker to have employed this model successfully. As a result, Ford and other automakers are now exploring vertical integration as a means of staying competitive in the rapidly evolving automotive industry. Ford has acknowledged that producing electric vehicles requires 40% less labor compared to traditional internal combustion engine vehicles. This means that fewer workers may be required to build EVs. However, it is hoped that these workers can find new opportunities in areas such as battery technology and other related fields. During a conference held in April 2022, Jim Farley, the CEO of Ford, stressed the importance of moving away from the catalog engineering model, stating that the most crucial aspect is to vertically integrate the company's operations. Farley said that Ford had to scrap its initial strategy for producing EVs, which involved using off-the-shelf components. Instead, Ford is now looking to gain control over the entire supply chain, all the way back to the mining of raw materials for battery components. Companies like Volkswagen, General Motors, and Mercedes-Benz have made similar transitions and adopted comparable business models, even though most of them are still forced to source electric motors from suppliers and, in some cases, struggle with the software development. Peter Rawlinson, CEO of Lucid Motors, acknowledges the benefits of a vertically integrated strategy for companies like Lucid and Tesla in the modern automotive technology competition. Rawlinson also expressed in an interview that while major players in the automotive industry have recognized that electric vehicles are the future, they have yet to fully realize that they need to improve their technologies in areas such as motors, transmissions, battery components, inverters, and electric powertrains in order to compete with companies like Lucid and Tesla. Rawlinson added that the electric powertrain cannot be bought off the shelf at a world-class standard. It's not a commodity. This is a technology race, and the market doesn't see it yet. Rawlinson, as a former VP of vehicle engineering at Tesla, has followed Tesla's lead by managing Lucid's manufacturing process mostly in-house. As a result, the auto industry is beginning to realize that they can't continue to rely on outsourced parts and software for large-scale production if they want to stay competitive in terms of modern auto technology. It seems likely that automakers will soon abandon this practice to reduce costs and improve their production process. Sam Abu-Samid, an analyst with Guidehouse Insights, said the production of intellectual property controlled by automakers in their vehicles fell from 90% to 50% between the 1970s and the 2010s. Many car manufacturers lack the engineering expertise to design their own electric vehicle platforms, powertrains, and battery packs when Tesla pioneered vertically integrated cars that consumers liked. Although Tesla's strategy is costly, in recent years, the company has frequently increased vehicle prices. Despite promising to deliver a model that could start at about $25,000, Musk earlier in 2022 said, "We're not currently working on the $25,000 car. At some point we will. But we have enough on our plate right now." A significant discrepancy exists between the vertical integration strategies that automakers claim to follow and the actual practices that engineers implement to meet deadlines for new vehicle deliveries, according to executives in the supplier industry. Many automakers are hesitant to fully embrace vertical integration for EV manufacturing, as EV sales still make up a small portion of overall vehicle demand. Only a few companies, such as Tesla, Lucid, and Chinese automaker BYD, manufacture all of their electric motors in-house. Other automakers, such as Hyundai, Renault, Nissan, Mitsubishi, Mercedes-Benz, Ford, and Porsche, rely on suppliers for electric motors in their current EV models. Ford, however, aims to move towards vertical integration and has plans to produce 2 million vehicles by the end of 2026, including the all-electric F-150 pickup truck. This plan will require the construction of new plants and supply chains, and it is estimated to cost about $50 billion. Despite the challenges, Ford is committed to returning to its roots and bringing more of its manufacturing in-house. The company also plans to welcome a union of employees in its American manufacturing facilities. Industry executives have noted that there is often a gap between what automakers say about their vertical integration strategies and what actually happens when engineers try to meet deadlines for delivering new vehicles. It is a complex process that requires significant investment in time, money, and automation. Some industry experts predict that by 2030, automakers that have yet to switch to electric vehicles will be at risk of bankruptcy. Therefore, it is essential for major players to up their game in terms of EV technology, including motors, transmissions, battery technologies, inverters, and electric powertrains, to remain competitive in the EV market. Ford obviously doesn't like being second to Tesla and wants to dominate the EV market. So they're making strides to up their game and start making profits from EV sales. If Ford produces 2 million cars in 2026, that's good, but it should be higher than this. In 2026, Tesla is expected to produce around 5 to 6 million vehicles, which is 2 to 3 times more than Ford's projected output. Even with Ford's strategy, reaching 2 million vehicles will likely be a challenging task. What are your thoughts on Ford's attempt to catch up to Tesla? Do you think it's achievable at this point? We would love to hear your opinions in the comments, and we would greatly appreciate it if you could leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on the latest news related to EVs and technology.